Ow, turn off the light. My skull feels like it's stuffed with cotton. I had almost 8 hours of sleep, but I'm a total zombie. I need more caffeine. Much more.
Your problem isn't a lack of coffee, Hoody. Your problem is that you're trying to control your brain using ancient methods. You slept 8 hours? No wonder you're trash if the timing isn't right.
Huh? 8 hours is the gold standard. Everyone says that.
The 8-hour rule is an average for people who have no clue about sleep architecture. I'm going to show you now how to get more recovery with less time, and why the timing of your wake up is more important than the duration. Do you want to become the navigator of your sleep, or continue stumbling through life as a zombie?
Show me the hack. I can barely keep my eyes open.
The architecture of sleep. Your brain doesn't just shut off at night like a dead battery. It goes through cycles. A standard cycle for almost everyone lasts between 90 and 110 minutes. During this time, you wander through 5 phases. The short falling asleep phase is followed by light sleep. Your muscles relax, and your pulse and breathing become steadier. Light sleep, by the way, makes up the largest part of your sleep time at about 50%. This is followed by median deep sleep as a transition phase into deep sleep. In deep sleep, your body is repaired, your immune system is strengthened, and your body releases many hormones. The cycle concludes with REM sleep, where your brain's activity is very high. It sorts experiences, learns, and dreams intensely. The body is almost paralyzed, but you can recognize REM sleep by rapid eye movements. The result is as logical as it is simple. Your body wants to wake up at the end of a cycle, not in the middle. If you are woken up in the middle of a deep sleep phase, you suffer from sleep inertia. Your brain is chemically still in maintenance mode while you are already trying to be productive. The result is the notorious brain fog. I'll now show you how to hack your sleep rhythm so it perfectly aligns with your life.
Modern sleep time calculation. Calculate in 90-minute blocks. 6 hours are 4 cycles. 7.5 hours are 5 cycles. If you know you have to get up at 6 a.m., you should fall asleep either at 10:30 p.m. or at midnight. Paradoxically, you will often feel fresher after 6 hours, 4 cycles, than after 7 hours, because at 7 hours you are forcibly ripped out of deep sleep. It's about sleep efficiency, not just mere time in bed. But why are you still often so tired during the day despite following these cycles? In most cases, there is one main culprit, a molecule called adenosine. Cheating is not possible. Think of adenosine as your internal sleep debt counter. From the moment you wake up, it builds up in your brain. The more of it there is, the higher the sleep pressure. This is where almost everyone makes the first fatal mistake. They drink coffee immediately after waking. Caffeine is an adenosine blocker. It attaches to the receptors and fakes alertness to your brain. But the adenosine doesn't disappear. It's waiting outside the door. Once the caffeine breaks down after a few hours, all the accumulated adenosine crashes onto your receptors at once. This is the infamous afternoon crash. The solution? Wait 90 to 120 minutes before your first coffee. Let your system break down the remaining morning adenosine naturally. This is the only way to stay stable all day. That's only one side of the coin, though. Did you know that there are different types of light, and what that has to do with your fatigue?
Light is not just light. Your body is controlled by 2 hormones in a constant interplay: melatonin, which is responsible for sleep, and cortisol, which is used for waking up. Your system needs a massive cortisol surge in the morning to start the engine. The most effective way for this is direct sunlight in the first 10 to 30 minutes after waking. Get outside. The light triggers your photoreceptors and sets your internal clock to 0. If you lie in a dark room instead and stare at your smartphone, you give your brain confusing signals.
The blue light suppresses melatonin, but it isn't enough to create the healthy cortisol peak. You are stuck in a hormonal gray zone. But our sleep chaos also depends heavily on where in the world we live. For in Asia, they have addressed the problems of modern light influences. What do other cultures, like Japan, do differently? Sleep stable with Japanese traditions. Japanese sleep experts focus on support instead of softness. While we dig ourselves into soft, cloud-like mattresses, many Japanese people use firm futons. Why? Because your spine needs support to stay in perfect alignment. Poor sleep posture leads to micro-awakenings that destroy your sleep quality without you noticing. A firm surface massively reduces these disruptions. Another brilliant hack is the ofuro ritual, a hot bath approximately 40 degrees Celsius before bed. It sounds unlogical, but a hot bath causes your body to cool down rapidly afterward, and that temperature drop is exactly the biological signal for your brain to go into deep sleep. Your brain needs to lower its core temperature by about 2 to 3 degrees to regenerate. That's why you should also sleep in a cave mode. A cool room between 16 and 19 degrees Celsius is ideal. But what if you still crash during the day and fatigue overcomes you? Then use the Inamori principle, strategic napping. A power nap of a maximum of 20 minutes gives you a mental reset without falling into deep sleep and waking up groggy. Or you can use the military method to fall asleep in less than 120 seconds. Relax your face, let your shoulders drop, exhale deeply, and visualize a quiet place. It takes training, but it works even under extreme stress. To optimize your nights long term, you should master the 10-3-2-1-0 rule. 10 hours before bed, no more caffeine, so it can leave your system. 3 hours before, no heavy meals or alcohol, which burden digestion. 2 hours before, no more work to get the brain out of problem-solving mode. 1 hour before, no more screens. Blue light detox. Use dimmed warm light and analog activities like journaling. 0, the number of times you press the snooze button in the morning. Snoozing is almost self-torture. When you snooze, you force your brain back into the beginning of a new sleep cycle, which you violently interrupt again a few minutes later. You then start your day with total hormonal chaos in your body, which no longer knows whether it's day or night. Be honest, Hoody. You surely know guys who think they're super strong and brag that sleep is a waste of time for them. Smart sleeper beats long sleeper. Sleep is not a tedious duty or a sign of weakness. It is your most important performance tool. You don't have to brag about how little you sleep, but about how efficiently you recover. Your waking state is only a reflection of your last night. You don't need 8 hours to be brilliant. You need precision. Understand your biology. Use the 90-minute rule. Control your light and manage your temperature. The moment you stop fighting your internal clock and start working with it, you will no longer look for the survival struggle in the morning, but be ready to dominate the day. True energy doesn't come from a coffee mug, Hoody. It comes from an optimized system. You have the hardware. Finally learn to operate the software correctly.
You know what, Owl? I was outside in the sun for 10 minutes this morning, without my phone. I feel clear, no trembling, no fog. It really works.
Congratulations, Hoody. You've just achieved your first sleep victory.
And what about you? Are you team 8 hours or nothing? Or are you ready for the 90-minute hack?
If you want to keep upgrading your software, leave a subscription. It's the best investment, but it's free.
Stay wide awake. Stay in the flow. See you in the next deep dive.